How do we determine whether we have open baffle junctions or closed baffle junctions, and what do we do about it? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of these systems and we'll feel around for open junctions like this. So we're pushing into the chambers with our finger and feeling whether we can push through a junction like that. So as we go through these systems, we're looking for any point where, you know, a baffle meets another baffle, or a baffle comes and meets up with a seam, and we're looking to see whether that baffle is captured in the seam or sewn to the other baffle. So if we look through this system here, we find that every single chamber is completely isolated. All of these baffles are captured in this seam or this seam. You move down to the foot box. This entire baffle is all separated from this chamber here. Everything is captured in a seam, and nothing can move between chambers unless there's some sort of structural failure. As we look through this system here, you've got horizontal chambers, and you know, all of these upper horizontal chambers come across and terminate in a seam, and the baffle is captured in that seam and closed off. So these chambers are not connected and cannot migrate. As we move down here, we have these baffles wrapping up around and meeting up together here, and we found that where these meet up, they are not sewn. So these are open junctions here. So the fill in this chamber is connected to the fill in this chamber, and the fill in this chamber, and so on. So in a wash agitation or dryer agitation scenario, down can move between these chambers, not these chambers. And we also found that this baffle crossing the round end of the foot box is also open on the sides. So down could potentially move from here to here or here to here. Now over here, we found open junctions pretty much everywhere. All of these come together here, but none of these are sewn. These are open junctions at every spot. Similar to that one where these come together and meet is open, and similar to that one where this baffle crosses the foot box is also open on the ends. So in this system, down can migrate from any chamber into another one. And so what can you do about this if you're going to wash one of these quilts? That's kind of going to vary between the three. With this one here, you're kind of SOL. I think you're really kind of limited here to manual washing, and very careful drying. To be honest, I don't know if I have a great procedure for making sure that the down does not migrate in this one. You gotta figure something out, and I don't know what that is, to be honest. Over here, we've got isolated chambers here and open chambers here, connected chambers here, open junctions here. So on this one, if I was going to wash this one, I think what I would do is I would really shake all that down away from these open junctions here, and I would take these and scrunch them up like that. You know, get a rubber band or something that's going to be really secure as you wash it. Make sure that those chambers are closed. Now you've also still got these open junctions here where the footbox fill can move between the two. I think that's probably unlikely, but it is possible. And you know, if I was being really careful, I would do the same here. Cinch these up and close them off. And then, you know, once you've done that, you're free to, you know, wash this following the, you know, normal down washing procedures. You know, you still want to, of course, you want to be careful, follow all the rules. Don't lift a wet quilt, you know, from the outer shell through the baffles, and use the gentle cycle. Careful about melting fabrics in the dryer. But once you've closed these off, you've kind of eliminated your risk of agitation moving down from chamber to chamber. You want to, a rubber band might not be quite enough in many cases, so you may want to take some other precautions and tie something more rigid on there and make sure that those are closed off. But that's the general idea of what you need to do. And of course, in a system where everything is isolated from other chambers, you don't really need to do any of that. But on these ones, you can manually close off those open junctions. You can go through, find them all, and manually close them off before you wash it. You know, if that were the case over here where these were closed junctions but these were open, you know, you could shake all this down out of this area and then, you know, cinch this up and make sure that the down can't get through those open junctions into other chambers. But with this one being open almost everywhere, I think this is a gotta be a real careful scenario.